So Kate Martin has been one of the bright spots in Unrivaled. Her Laces team have been solid. They've been solid, and we just saw that. Um, Obviously, that the Aces game was cancelled a few days ago, which wasn't, or the Laces game was cancelled, which wasn't great. Was not great at all because look, the games being cancelled is not a good thing. I know a lot of people want to talk about it, but it's not a good thing. It is just objectively not a good thing at all. Not a good thing at all. But you've now got, you're seeing the 1v1, all these games to be decided Tuesday, February the 11th as well. Like, there's a lot of, all the games are in one session tonight. The reason why the games are in one session, they've had to cancel a bunch of games because of injuries. A couple of players from the Phantom, and almost the entire Laces team. Alyssa Thomas injured. Jackie Young playing, but clearly she got hurt the last game. Kate Martin is now injured. So if we want to look at the Laces Basketball Club, this is a team that was doing really well. This was a team that was doing really, really well, but they're just hurt. Like, if you look at this team, Kayla McBride's apparently injured now. Tiffany Hayes injured. Jackie Young realistically injured. She'll be playing, but she's going to go at half speed. Steph Dolson, like Jackie Young, who injured her knee in the last game. If she just sat out a 1v1 competition, I'm not joking when I say this, the entire Laces team would have sat out. None of them. And Kate Martin, obviously, is someone that's not playing, which is a shock. Which is a shock because I did not know that Kate Martin was hurt. I did not think that Kate Martin coming into these games was hurt. But then neither did it look like Kayla McBride was hurt. The amount of injuries in this format is crazy. Because it's just, I didn't see how it wasn't going to happen. Obviously with Jackie Young is a bit different. She was carrying an injury. With Alyssa Thomas, ironically, Kate Martin going for a ball, she probably had no chance of getting. If Kate Martin had just hit that three, Alyssa Thomas doesn't get injured and things change. But looking at one of the, for lack of a better word, one of the face of the league getting hurt, not good. Not good at all. Not great for Unrivaled. And I think obviously there has to be a change next year in Unrivaled. There just has to be. This format is not working. I'll talk more about it when I'm talking about all the injuries. Like, that Laces game not happening is not going to be the only game not happening. They literally signed someone who has never played a WNBA game. They signed someone I had never heard of. Honestly, I had never heard. I'm sorry, I was not watching James Madison University play basketball games. And then when Louisville post Haley Van Lith, I was not watching. I did not care who was drafted in the third round because literally none of them made a WNBA roster. I was not watching the Spanish league when Kiki Jefferson was averaging 6 points a game and getting cut. Like, and then that's the caliber of players they're drafting in as emergency players. And even while drafting in those players, they still can't field the team. Like, imagine the Laces. If the Laces don't get healthy by next week, you're going to be seeing a team. You're going to be seeing Steph Dolson, Jackie Young coming off an injury, and they had three players. They had three players. No Alyssa Thomas, no Kayla McBride, no Tiffany Hayes, who looks like she has a concussion. So she's out for 2 weeks. She left the game because of concussion protocol. She's gone for 2 weeks, minimum. Kayla McBride, I don't know the extent of her injury, but she's just playing every single minute of every game. To be fair, so is Fee, but she just seems to be Iron Woman. Alyssa Thomas, clearly the injury is a lot worse than expected. And Jackie Young, I don't know what happened to her. And Steph Dolson isn't able to play 3-4. She isn't able to play for 3 quarters plus 11 points. So it's now at the stage where it's like, what the hell does this team do? Like, there's a team in Unrivaled that just aren't going to be able to finish their games. Because obviously the amount of back-to-backs and these games take it out of you, and I don't know, maybe in the off season you go into it a bit too quickly and there's nowhere to hide, which is a problem. Like, you can, in a actual WNBA game, you can chill. Like, if the tempo's going a little bit too fast, a point guard can slow it down. You can do a bunch of things. You dump into a big and you're running it involves less running. But like this is literally whoever the most athletic players are going to be better. And to be fair, the bigs are doing better than I thought they were going to do. The bigs are doing better. In fairness, Azare Stevens has been exceptional. Dawson's actually been okay. I've actually been surprised at how well the bigs have been doing in this league. But again, someone like Leah Boston, however, is really, really struggling. So it's always a tough one with something like this. But seeing Tiffany Hayes, Kate Martin, Kayla McBride, and Alyssa Thomas injured from one team, and Jackie Young's is deaf. There's no way Jackie Young's okay unless she panicked. Unless she just panicked and didn't get hurt at all. Like, there is a chance that all 5 to 6 players in this team are injured. And like at this stage, who are you going to be calling up? Because everybody half decent is in AU or isn't playing or is playing overseas. I always said, just try call up Meg Gustafson. She's playing, I forgot, it's the international break. She's playing with Spain at the minute. But like, yeah, it's a tough one because obviously Unrivaled has got to play these games. They have their TV deal. A lot of people are like, they need to cut down the amount of games. And I'm like, yeah, but then that causes them to lose their TV money or get more players, which causes each of the individual players to make less money. It's just not a terrible position for Unrivaled to be in because they do have the investors, but it's going to be a lot harder to get investors next year than this year. This year, everyone wanted to invest in it, and the product's been iffy. Everyone's getting hurt. The effort level from some teams has been good. From other teams, look like they're just there to get paid and leave. So, for me, it's always a tough one. Sorry, wrong. Just clicked the wrong button there. I do apologize. It's always a tough one to see. And like I'm looking through the Unrivaled subreddit, which is why I obviously clicked on that. And they're talking about all these things. They're talking about all these things. They need to get less games. They need to bring more players in. Every one of those will cause huge pay cuts for the players, which makes Unrivaled less attractive to play in. The unfortunate thing is that the vast majority of the money that comes from Unrivaled it's gone into Unrivaled is by investors. If they don't start seeing money back, they're not going to keep funding this league. And unfortunately, the only way there's going to be money, you're going to see money back, is if the TV deal stays. And if the players play less, or they play less hard, the TV money is going to be gone. And I do think Unrivaled will become either a 5v5 or a 4v4 league next year, but that involves more capital, and I don't know if it's not going to be as easy to get the capital. I think the only thing, I'm going to be honest, because I know Paige is coming, I know Flaude is coming at some stage, and Unrivaled has 3 years. Like, Unrivaled's going to exist next year, and it's going to exist the year after, but the thing is like, long-term for Unrivaled, you've got to get convinced Caitlin to play. And that is probably the only way you're going to get investors in, is if you convince Caitlin to play and go 5v5. But anyway, I'll see you guys.